Hello! Welcome to Let's Play Galactic Civilizations 2 Dreadlords? Let's just call it the first part. I'm Get Daved.
So, I haven't seen you guys in a while, or ever, but I haven't Let's Played in a while. I was considering a couple different games. I tried TIE Fighter. That didn't really work out. I tried Wing Commander Prophecy. That didn't really work out. So I switched genres back to strategy because a lot of people were asking me to do Master of Orion 3. So I I tried Master of Orion 3 and look, it's I don't get that game. That game, it's not fun. To me, or to people who appreciate pleasure. So yeah, we're gonna play Galactic Civilizations 2, which is a really good game. I'm not as experienced at it. I've only played like 3 complete games, so this is gonna be interesting. I did one test game a little while ago. If you're wondering, it's a lot like Orion, and it's a sort of a civilization hybrid too. The strategy's a lot more, perhaps a bit more in common with Civ than actually with Orion. So, kind of standard 4X ways to win. You can kill everyone, you can complete the tech tree, you can have an alliance with everybody, or you can influence the galaxy, which is a lot like a culture victory in Civilization 4 if you've played it. I think I've got the galaxy set up the way I like it. You've got a pretty great degree of customization. I kind of like it when there's pretty fierce competition over a small number of resources, so let's do that. One thing worth noting, let's go loose clusters actually. One thing worth noting is anomalies. There are these weird mystery things that you can run into, move your ships towards them, and some types of ships called survey ships can salvage them, and sometimes they're really good. Like, you start the game with 5,000 billion credits, and you'll probably never have a balance that high, at any point when you care about money again. And you can sometimes find like 2,500 in one of the anomalies, or a lot of the time you find permanent bonuses to your stats and stuff, so it's pretty good. So yeah, we're gonna go with that. I don't know the races as well as other games, so we'll do a quick run over. These are humans. They look like they've got some of my customization put into them though. So these are the Taurians. In my limited experience, they were kind of aggressive, kind of dicks. They were once slaves to the Drengen, who are your typical warrior race jerks, Klingon spoof. So yeah, weapons plus 20, military production, yada yada yada. Soldiering plus 10. Soldiering is for ground combat. These guys, I believe, are a militaristic race. The Altarians, these guys are kind of nice, and they're scientists. Robot overworlds who took over this guy's planet, I think. So they're kind of Mechlar-ish, if you remember Master of Orion 1 or 2. These guys are con artists, they like money. These guys, I believe, are researchers and good diplomats. In the last game, they were kind of jerks. These guys I've only played with once. Looks like they're really productive. Yeah, fun fact. And these guys don't have very many bonuses, but alright. So I'm going to play as the humans because I'm boring, and go over abilities real quick. I'll reset it so we can all have a good look. Diplomacy is really important in this game. I've got apparently a plus 25 bonus. I'm playing on the 1.0 version of the patch of the game, so I don't know if now my bonus is gone. So was it ever truly there? I did reset all the picks, so I don't know. We'll just go back just in case. Diplomacy is useful because it affects your what am I trying to say? Like how much you can get in a diplomatic negotiation. Unlike Orion, where on the higher difficulties the game is basically impossible to negotiate with people. I think I set the challenge already. No, I didn't. Alright. Well, yeah, unlike Orion, diplomacy is important, and a lot of time you can leverage how good a deal you can get. You don't trade technologies one-to-one exclusively like you do in Orion. In this one, I can say, I'll give you technology A, but you give me technology B and $100. You can say stuff like that, so diplomacy bonuses really help you get, way better deals out of that. And a lot of the time you can get like 2 or 3 technologies in return if you have a high diplomatic advantage, whereas if you're behind, not so much. So yeah, it looks like it just has all the bonuses from things I've previously selected. So I am gonna probably invest in some diplomacy. I don't know, 5 points is the best purchase, but that's awfully expensive. I'm gonna say economics is pretty important in this game because the higher you tax your people, the more upset they get. Oh, I see what's going on. So yeah, I'm going to go with naturally content at least. I might even bump that up later. Influence is pretty nice. Let's take a look at economics here. So that's 5% per point, 6.7% per point, and 7.5% per point. That's a pretty big investment, but I don't know, maybe we'll drop it down to gifted. A lot of the production ones aren't that big a deal, like you're almost better off going with a research bonus so you can get production bonuses through other means, and I'll talk about that more as it goes on. Social production is nice to have pretty high, military production, they're all nice to have high, like who am I kidding? These games, a lot of the time production is the key, so creativity, unlike Orion, is not that useful. It just sort of gives you random bonuses. Espionage works a little differently. You can get away with a bit more. Sometimes you steal technology, but it's more about gathering intelligence and figuring out how many people are on their planets and how valuable they are, and that sort of thing. Hit points just gives your ships more life. Influence, again, it's like a culture victory. Loyalty, sometimes your people will betray you due to influence from other alliances. We don't like that. I'm just going to have to make a decision here. I probably will go with military production and social production bonuses. Because, why not? So, we'll see how that works out for us. Political. You start off as a dictatorship, and you can choose to advance to more elaborate government types, which basically means democracies and, various forms of republics. So you've got a senate, and based on your approval rating, every once in a while you'll have an election, and there will be a vote, and you'll see if your party wins or not. And eventually, if you go to the most democratic forms of government, you need to have votes for things like going to war and making deals with people and all that. You usually get your way if you have a decent approval rating, but sometimes your party can lose, in which case, you have a hard time doing your job as a political leader. Anyway, you pick a party. If your party's in power, you get whatever bonus is listed there, and of course, it's way easier to get your way. So, I like the technologist because I'm a technology guy. My mouse is dying sporadically. These seem like good colors, so we'll say next. I'm going to have the difficulty on tough. This will be a genuine challenge for me. It goes way up. Like, suicidal. Like, come on. Yeah, there's a lot of different difficulty settings. So, I think tough is about good for me. I played on normal, and that was pretty easy, so I bumped it up 2 notches, and that takes us to where we are now. And we're going to fill the galaxy with everybody, and it's a small galaxy, so it's going to be a very vicious fight for the galaxy. Also, one thing about this game, you should check it out, by the way. The little blurbs are often very funny. They're worth reading. I might read some to you. I probably won't, but I might. I'll string you along. Also, alright, so welcome to the first turn we'll just do a little bit of work here. We start off in a solar system you're maybe familiar with, Mercury, and there's Earth, where I'm from, and Mars. By the time you're watching this, we probably live on all sorts of planets, but in my time period, we live on Earth, all of us. So first things first, I am going to settle Mars, because in this game, I don't know, the way the computer seems to play it, and I trust the computer with my life, is go for whatever you can get early on. And change of plans, actually. That's a class 12. I'll probably have to split a lot of these explanations into the next video, but the class basically tells you how much crap you can build on it. I started off with this planet. It's Earth. Each one of these squares is somewhere where I can build a building. I can build. There's basically 5 types of buildings, or 6, that give you bonuses in the different areas. You generally like planets that have more of these squares. Every once in a while, a small planet will have like squares with bonuses. So this is an influence bonus. So if I build something that helps influence, it gets twice as productive.